Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Hard Count Football Podcast Live. My name is Jacob Charnow, leading the next generation of football fans live on the Hard Count Football YouTube channel, and of course right here on 1252 Sports Chicago. Guys, it's April 17th. We are 11 days away from the NFL draft right now. There's a lot going on around the league. There's a lot going on. We're gearing up for the draft. The offseason, of course, never stops. Some big signings this week, some big news, both in the AFC and NFC. So we're going to talk about all of it, guys. Be sure to share the show. It's a way to grow organically, and it's incredibly important. So share it to your page, share it to wherever. We appreciate it. We're going to be joined in just a second with Harry the Greek, as always, because I need to break this down with him. And yeah, so I say let's get right into it by bringing in Harry. Harry, let's give you the harp. What's going on, man?
Hey, man. Good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing good. It's Easter. Happy Easter to you.
Yeah. If you're Christian.
If you're Christian.
And I am, by the way.
Yes, the berg throws people off, but it's
That's okay. That's okay. It works to my advantage with my favorite Hebrew friends.
It does.
It does.
All right, Harry. There's a lot of NFL to talk about.
How about them Orioles, baby?
I don't want to talk about
no. I got to bring it up. I have to give a shout out to my boy, Mr. Joey Kriebel, pitcher, relief. 11th inning, comes in, inherits Anthony Rizzo on second base. He gets Giancarlo Stanton to go ahead and hit a liner on the ground, hits him. He gets him out of the game. Kriebel strikes out the next two. Hey, he got the win. My boy from Seminole, shout out to Joey and his family. His mom is proud.
Yeah.
He pitched really good. He's got 6 innings, like a couple of hits, 1 walk, couple of Ks, no earned runs. He's doing good.
Yeah, well, as a Yankee fan, that's not what I love to see. But
the Yankees won yesterday.
They did. They won 5-2 yesterday, so it's okay, I guess.
Good morning, Mr. Jacob.
Good morning, Harry. All right, let's get right into all this. I guess we'll start off with this. Stephon Gilmore, Pro Bowl corner, signs with the Indianapolis Colts, which was not a team that we were hearing was a possibility for Gilmore. I was hearing the Rams, honestly. I was hearing Jalen Ramsey was really lobbying for Gilmore to come to Los Angeles, but ultimately Gilmore does pick Indianapolis. Harry, we talked about the Colts last week a little bit, but we know Gilmore is going to boost this defense, this corner, this secondary Colts unit that was kind of weak last year, if we're being honest. We say it every year, though. How much does adding Stephon Gilmore help this Colts defense, and could it help take this Colts team to the playoffs next year? Obviously not Gilmore alone, but is this Colts team one that you're looking at for the playoffs next year with everything that they've done this offseason?
Well, it's ironic you're even asking that question, because I said that's my dark horse in the AFC to make it to the Super Bowl this year. I mean, I think they just got that much better with Matt Ryan becoming quarterback. Look, man, you're right. The secondary and their corners weren't the greatest in the world, but I'll tell you what, they made them look like Pro Bowlers last year because of that front seven. Indianapolis was nasty. And now when you add a Stephon Gilmore back there, he's not exactly what he was a couple of years ago, but he's still a hell of a player. That team is going to be scary, man. Just scary. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. The Colts are always kind of my big team, They're always my team that I'm like, come on, like, look at them. They're going to be in the playoffs. First team.
I know that you've always said that. You really liked them last year. And I said, you know what? I said, that running game's going to take them a long way, and so will that defense. But Carson Wentz is really going to hold them back. Brother, Matty Ice is still the real deal. He now has that running game around him that he hasn't had in a lot of years, and he can still throw that football. Oh, I feel sorry for teams in that division.
I man, it obviously does come down to Matt Ryan because right. You can if you're not the 49ers, your quarterback's only going to get you so far.
Right.
Um, man, could Matt Ryan come out this year and flourish with Frank Reich and in this Colts offense? Yeah, sure. But is there the chance that he comes out, he proves that, he's getting up there in age, and maybe it wasn't the Falcons. Maybe he's just not, maybe he's at the end of the line for him. Maybe he's getting there, which is, listen, he's had a long career. He's had a great career. I don't think it's so hard to say Matt Ryan might be a little washed coming out of Atlanta right now.
You know what? You could be absolutely correct, but let's break this down. When I'm looking at the tape on Matt Ryan, he's never been the most mobile quarterback. He's always been a very smart quarterback, scaling the pocket up, down,
Mhm.
left, right. Very similar to a Tom Brady. Very, very similar, even including a Dan Marino type of quarterback, the way he scales that pocket with no mobility. Not saying he's either one of those two quarterbacks, but I will tell you one thing that he hasn't lost. He has not lost that arm strength at all and that touch. He still throws a very pretty pass. And you put him behind an offensive line that's going to give him an extra second and a half to be able to scan and read a defense. Jacob, you know exactly how much time a second and a half more in the pocket standing upright is going to do for you. And I'm going to tell you right now, he's going to get an extra 2 seconds behind that pocket merely because of the respect of the run game.
Yeah, I Matt Ryan. Here's my thing, right? I'm not 100% Matt Ryan's going to be an upgrade over Carson Wentz. Absolutely, that's not even a discussion for me. But I
He
bet
is or he's not.
no, he's gonna be. He's gonna be
Okay.
an upgrade over Carson Wentz. But here's my thing. I don't like when teams settle on a quarterback, and what the Colts have done the last however many years is feeling like they're settling on quarterbacks, right? Consistently after Andrew Luck, that's what it's felt like they've been doing because they've had to. Um,
But
in
who
this
else were
league,
they going to get, buddy?
I don't feel like you can. If you, I think it's dumb. If you don't think you can win a Super Bowl with your quarterback, he shouldn't be your quarterback,
Okay.
right? That's right because you look how competitive it is right now, and the quarterbacks that are making it to the Super Bowl and really showing up, and the teams that are showing out, Mahomes, Rodgers, Brady, Burrow. The Chargers will be in that same conversation this year with Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert's a quarterback that can win a Super Bowl. I do. For the Dolphins to stick with Tua, for that feels like settling. No matter who the Panthers get, unless they draft a guy, which looks more and more likely, they're settling. The Broncos last year, before they went out and got Russell Wilson, they were settling on a quarterback. Any quarterback that has Teddy Bridgewater, the Giants feel like they're settling with Daniel Jones right now. These are not quarterbacks that can win Super Bowls. They're not going to get you to the next level. The Falcons haven't been in that spot, and I understand he hasn't had the supporting cast around him to do it. But Matt Ryan hasn't impressed me in 3 years in terms in what he's been doing on the field.
But
He hasn't
how can he though?
he hasn't proved to me that he, even on another team, could go out and win a super. And he's not one of those guys where it was like Russell Wilson, where I'm saying, put him on a better team, man. That he's taken them to new heights. I don't think Matt Ryan is gonna really increase the play level drastically enough for this Colts team to make a deep run this year. And this soundbite might come back and haunt me when the Colts are playing in the AFC Championship next year and Matt Ryan is competing for MVP.
And
But
and I know you're going to be happy. So okay, let me break it down a little further for you, young buck. Okay, 70% of the games the past 2 years, the Atlanta Falcons were having to play from behind,
Mhm.
which gives you a disadvantage to a quarterback. I don't care if you're Tom Brady, Joe Montana, or Dan Marino, Sid Luckman. That's like way before my time too. I had to throw the Chicago Bears, Laura in there. Without the running game and a defense that was giving up more yards and points than literally any team in the National Football League, you're going to be at a disadvantage playing QB1 for the Atlanta Falcons. That's why I think they're going to be really good. There's someone that wants me to send them a link. You're going to really, really like this guest.
Sure, sure.
But go ahead. Uh,
I
just go ahead and talk.
I'm but then I have the flip side of this, right? With the Falcons now bringing in Marcus Mariota, and I think that this Falcons offense is going to be better with Marcus Mariota playing quarterback for them than they were with Matt Ryan, because I think Mariota is a dynamic quarterback. I think that Matt Ryan just isn't that dynamic quarterback that they need, that you need to win right now.
Okay.
And I like Matt Ryan. I'm a Matt Ryan fan. I'll say it. When he was in his prime, when he was competing for MVP, dude, he was so cool. Matty Ice was awesome.
I think we need to get your grandmother involved in this. You ask her who she likes better, Matt Ryan
Matt Ryan.
or Marcus Mariota, and even your grandmother's going to say, Jacob, it's a Matt Ryan.
Yeah, yeah, man. I love.
Oy vey.
To be fair, I've had this bias towards Mariota for years.
Hi to the Charnows. How are you?
They're they're watching at home. They actually might not be watching live today. I think my grandpa's doing stuff, but
That's all right.
they'll be watching it
wanted to
later.
give a good shout out. You make sure you're good for your family, especially your grandma.
They'll definitely be watching it. They'll be watching the show at some point. But man, I think it's a bold thing, but I kind of think Marcus Mariota is going to be an upgrade over Matt Ryan for the Falcons next year. And it's not that the Falcons are going to win more games.
No. He's going to be an upgrade for that particular offense because they don't have two things. What are they, Jacob?
Or a run game, or a defense, or receiver.
Hang on. What is the one thing that Marcus Mariota brings to the table that Matt Ryan doesn't?
His legs. That's
perfect. It's not his arm.
No.
Let's get that perfectly straight. It's not his arm. So his legs merely are going to be an upgrade versus what he can do on the field because he's going to be running for his life, brother. I'm not kidding you. Unless they miraculously draft or acquire 5 offensive linemen, it's not going to be any different for these Atlanta Falcons.
I think the Colts are going to be a team that I've always said I think the Colts are a team that needed a guy that can move around in the pocket a little bit.
And they're winning that division, brother.
They're winning. You think they're winning the division?
Yeah.
I think it'll be tight with the Titans. But I don't know, man. This is
their defense is better than the Titans. The running game, I'm gonna come right out here and tell you this: their running game is better.
I don't know about that.
I'm going to tell you that right now. Their running game is better, even when just because Derrick Henry got hurt. But then again, when Derrick Henry got hurt, they still managed to run for 1,000 yards. So I may not want to say that. But yes, I'm going to say it. The Greek's telling you now, that run game, let me tell you something, is so good.
Yeah, man. Here's my thing. I think the Titans rely on the run game more. I think the Colts are going to have to do, but can Matt Ryan? So if you want to rely on your run game and you want the running game to be the focal point, you need a quarterback that can roll out and play action and make plays like that. I just don't. I don't think Matt Ryan can still do that on a consistent basis. I don't think he can do it the way, honestly, and it's crazy to say. If you went back to 2017 and I said this in 2017, I shouldn't have a show, but I don't think Matt Ryan can do it as well as Ryan Tannehill can do it.
Well, Ryan Tannehill's a lot younger. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have. Look, Ryan Tannehill is a lot younger. Okay, he can run a lot more. He's got an okay arm. He doesn't have the great decisions. The reason why I'm going to say that Matt Ryan is going to light up for Indianapolis is he doesn't have to throw the ball 40 or 45 times a game in Indianapolis. He's going to be lucky to have to throw the ball 25 times. So let's put this in the perspective. Okay, when you have that running game and you're stuffing the box because you're respecting the run so much, that's going to leave receivers one-on-one. Trust me, you're going to have man matchups, and they have a plethora of receivers. I still think they need one more wide receiver in Indianapolis, but especially the running game. That is going to open up that passing game so much it's not even funny. And that's where Matt Ryan's experience in the National Football League is going to come to fruition, and that's why he's going to be a far, far upgrade over Marcus Mariota.
Sure, man. I think the Colts can absolutely win this division. I just don't think that they can that Matt Ryan can take them deep into the playoffs. I don't think that Matt Ryan can still go toe to toe with
He's my dark horse. That's
in the
it.
AFC with. I don't think he can do it with Russell Wilson, with Justin Herbert, with Mahomes, with Burrow.
Well, Russell Wilson, you could put that onto the website. By the way, since you brought that up, bet the under 10.5 games over and under for the Denver Broncos. It's too tough a division.
Yeah.
That's too tough of a division. You had to say Russell Wilson.
But in terms of,
let me tell you something. You put Russell Wilson with the Indianapolis Colts.
That team's winning a Super Bowl. I'm telling you, that would be.
Brother, let me tell you something. That doesn't make him a possible Super Bowl contender. That makes him a favorite in my eyes, which you're going to get good odds to make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but oh well, that's not happening. So
I know it's not.
We can only hope. We could have only hoped that if Russell Wilson went to the Colts, that's like that would have been. Oh, I would have loved that.
Now you got to
see that.
Now, who's better, Marcus Mariota or Russell Wilson? I'm waiting.
Well, Russ. Well,
hold on. But why? They both run pretty decent. Marcus Mariota probably has better legs. But let me ask you a question: why? And by the way, I'm going to go ahead and bring him in. Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Good morning, Mr. Peter Blake. How are you, sir?
So, what's going on, guys? How you doing? Long time no see.
Yes, sir. What's up?
Happy Easter, sir.
Happy Easter to you guys. I had to get on here. Great conversation as always. Missed my buddy Jacob Charnow and Hard Count Football Podcast, and of course my buddy here, Harry the Greek. Missed you on Friday night, my friend.
That's okay, Peter. We need you to put this narrative to bed.
Yeah.
Okay. Just have to ask you.
Yes.
Ryan Tannehill or Matt Ryan, who would be the better quarterback in Indianapolis, and leave your feelings aside?
I don't know. I tell you right now, Ryan Tannehill, 1 year, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and then he earns that big deal, and then he's kind of regressed to a certain degree, right? Matt Ryan, it seems like, I'm kind of listening to Jacob here. He feels like he's washed up. I thought he was washed up too, but I tell you right now, with all the loss of his weapons, he still performed pretty well. So honestly, I'm going to say Matt Ryan. I like Matt Ryan with the Indianapolis Colts, and I tell you right now,
give me the applause, please.
Give me the applause. All right, here you go. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean anybody's wrong at this point, because who knows? But I think you look at the body of work for Matt Ryan. Look, guys, he's one quarter away from being a Super Bowl champion at this point. If the coach decides to run the ball instead of pass the ball. So we're talking about him in a different light, and I think he's had his years. Now, is he an MVP candidate? No. But does he have more weapons with the Colts than he had with the Falcons? Absolutely. So I'm going to take Matt Ryan. I'm still not sure about Ryan Tannehill. Like I said, he had that great year. He earned that big contract, and he's taken a step back. I mean, has he not? I mean, he has the weapons there.
Well, I think here's my thing, Peter. And I want to ask you this too.
Yeah.
Could Matt Ryan take this Colts team to a Super Bowl? I think right now there's no shot in the AFC that's possible. Right? I don't care how good the Colts defense is, and I know they're great, but I don't care how good the run game is. I don't care how good the defense is. Matt Ryan he cannot take this Colts team to a Super Bowl this year. It's too competitive in the AFC, especially in the AFC West, right? That's just in that division alone, right? That it looks like there could be a Super Bowl team within those four, right? And then you start
hell of a point.
Then you start bringing in other teams like the Ravens, like the Buffalo Bills, like the Tennessee Titans.
Sure.
It's gonna
let me interject, man. That when you have a defense like Indianapolis, and I'm not saying that Indianapolis is the end-all, be-all defenses. There's some pretty good defenses in the AFC. You got the LA Chargers,
right?
The up-and-coming Vegas Raiders, who are going to get better. Kansas City proved that they were a formidable defense. Buffalo Bills, but the best defense, including Baltimore or Cleveland, is Indianapolis. Okay. Yeah. We left Tennessee out of the equation because I'm still not convinced in it. Correct. Offensively, they're going to be slightly challenged because of an aged quarterback. But we're talking about an aged quarterback that does not have to throw the ball 45 times a game. Correct. And when you have a seasoned quarterback that is expecting 8 and 9 in the box at all times because you're giving it to the best running back in the entire National Football League behind you, no disrespect to my buddy down there in Tennessee, that's going to open up those passing lanes, and that's why they can be such a dangerous team. And that's why Matty Ryan is better fit than Marcus Mariota.
Well,
That's just my
Marcus
opinion.
Mariota and Ryan Tannehill at that point. We saw the difference of quarterbacks when Derrick Henry was out. Derrick Henry was out with an injury last year, right? Even with Julio Jones and A.J. Brown, and I get it, they were hurt for the majority of the year. He's not the same quarterback. With Matt Ryan, he was somewhat still productive, right, guys? With all the injuries and all the mishaps to that offense, and Cordell Patterson was the lone bright spot. So once again, I like Harry's point, and I'll tell you right now, I understand where you're coming from with the AFC West beating each other up, but in that division where the Colts are at, who's really going to challenge besides maybe Tennessee? Jacksonville?
No, not Jacksonville, but I think not to compete for the division, but I think Houston's going to give them a tough battle this year.
Houston, the Texans?
Yeah.
What? I personally think it's going to be the same thing. I don't think it's this year, but I'll tell you what, they're getting the receivers, they're getting that defense pumped up, and they got the best coach they could have possibly asked for there. By the way, you got some comments. You want me to bring them up for you?
Yeah, sure. And then I want to, but while it's going on here, while we read them, Jacob's awesome. Thank you. But I want to this Marcus Mariota thing. The main thing I want to get off is I think that if I was the Colts, I was making more of a case to bring in Marcus Mariota than I was for Matt Ryan, because you really want to make that run game. You really want to rely on that run game and make it so and versatile and such a focal point of your offense. You get another guy that can run. You get another guy that can use his legs, because the receivers in Indy are not great. Michael Pittman is good, but like we talked about, they need another receiver there in Indy. So now imagine if you can use your quarterback's legs and you have Jonathan Taylor and
great point
running back in the league. I think it just would have made it so much more dynamic than just having Matt Ryan, who will hand the ball off and can't really move and play action and
great point.
Do anything with his legs,
That's a great point, but he doesn't have to move with his legs, Jacob. Let me explain it to you.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to move with his legs because he has that arm, he has that experience. And again, I'm going to drive this point home. They're not going to be in many positions this year to have to come from behind, to have to throw the ball 45 times. They play defense, and they run the football. And that experience alone, he doesn't have the tools that Marcus Mariota has, except Matt Ryan does have a better arm.
Okay. Marcus Mariota? Are we talking about Marcus Mariota, a guy that hasn't started in 2 or 3 years now? Are we serious here? Matt Ryan is going to be behind one of the best offensive lines that he's been in the last 5 years. The Atlanta Falcons they've had an atrocious offensive line the last 5 years. Besides maybe the Super Bowl year, this is probably the best offensive line he's ever been behind.
Yeah.
On top of it, you have a running back, you have Michael Pittman Jr., and you have a defense that'll knock your mouth out, okay? Nobody's talking about that, but that defense is going to be a lot better. And I agree. I think the Colts are definitely a dark horse. And as somebody mentioned, could Matt Ryan be the next Matt Stafford? Guys, it has worked with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Tom Brady. It has worked with the Rams by trading for a Matt Stafford. Who's to say it can't work for the Indianapolis Colts?
I agree. Alan Bratcher puts a comment up there. Happy Easter, you three. Happy Easter, brother. Much love up there. Thanks, 1252. And Satino A. Moahal, Bucks News. Wish we could. Not today.
He wants Bucks News. Well, what kind of Bucks News you want?
I don't know. There's nothing. We already talked about all the Todd Bowles stuff last week. I don't know. There's no Bucks news. Nothing's going on with them. They're quiet right now. They're a quiet team, which I guess is a good thing, right?
Tom Brady's not here's your Bucks news. I'm going to give it to him really quick.
Sorry. Yeah.
Tom Brady's not going to Miami. He never was going to Miami. He was only going to go to Miami if they were going to probably give him some kind of ownership. Todd Bowles is a better coach than Byron Leftwich. It's already been proven. That's why they made him the head coach. There was a rift, by the way, between Bruce Arians and Tom Brady. So the dignified thing to do is to take an executive jobs in the front office. Tom Brady wins. He's the GOAT. End the conversation. See you later.
Well, look, I think the Bucks news also is, are they going to bring back an Ndamukong Suh? Are they going to bring back a Gronkowski? And I think there's a lot of fans out there kind of wondering what's going on. But I would say this. just calm down, Bucks fans. Jason Light and this organization have handled this situation before. And then on top of it, the draft is coming up in a couple of weeks here. So we'll see what they do at 27. But
Jacob, did you go that deep in the draft? Can you tell me who the Bucks? Can you look in your bowl of tricks there and tell me who the Bucks are taking at 27?
I'm saving. I guess this is my big time to announce that I'm doing a 32 pick mock draft next week. The entire first round next Sunday.
Are you available for the draft that night? Because I think me and that guy right there, Harry the Greek, will maybe busy with the draft show out somewhere. So you're gonna be available?
I'll be live on my channel if you guys want to pop in, or we'll figure that all out. So we'll
just share links.
Yeah, we'll share links. We'll share links
all together. Yes,
we'll share links.
We're gonna share the links.
All right. Let's talk. Let's move it to the NFC. Let's keep it in the NFC, right? Sure. Let's move it to the NFC West.
Oh,
with the Arizona Cardinals, because Kyler Murray is not expected to play unless he gets a new contract in Arizona. The classic quarterback holdout, which we have seen numerous times over the.
Hold on. You have bigger news.
What's that?
If he doesn't sign with Arizona, he's number 1 on Pittsburgh's list.
Really?
Swear to God. Just read it this morning.
I thought it was Baker Mayfield.
Nope. It's Kyler Murray.
Yeah, Kyler Murray. He's also going to go to
Jets.
Yeah, the Jets,
Giants,
and the Giants.
Redskins. Not Redskins. They're not the Redskins
be the next
anymore.
Bucks guy.
What are they now? The Commanders?
Because Peter, Tom Brady's getting old. You need Kyler Murray. Trade Kyler Murray. Trade for Kyler. Bucks. 12 first-round picks and Tom Brady for Kyler.
I mean, they were talking about it when Tom Brady wasn't coming back, so who knows? Maybe that gets revved up next year and all.
That would have been the worst move for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. How did we circle back to this bandwagon, damn it?
All right, the Kyler Murray not expected to play under a new deal. Here's my question for you two.
Yeah.
Is it worth it for them to pay Kyler Murray the amount of money that they're going to have to pay him?
They're going to have to, because right now they don't have anybody. So either they figure this out or they're going with the backup quarterback. And look, this team already pushed the reset button just a couple of years ago with the greatness of Josh Rosen. He's gotten better every year.
Say it 3 times. My buddy Rick Hughes would really like that.
I'm so excited, but I'm not going to do that. I'm definitely not going to do that.
Hey, let's all chant, Rick.
Let's keep talking about Kyler Murray.
Holy shit, he just walked through my door.
Oh, geez. Let's just say this, okay? You're seeing things again and your old age there, my friend.
No, I'm wishing things.
I bet you are. Listen, Murray every year has gotten better with his touchdown to interception ratio. On top of it, he was supposedly their quarterback under Cliff Kingsbury. So now you're committed to him. Now you're not committed to him. Yeah, so basically, you're going to push the reset button once again. I mean, the Cardinals have no shot, and I mean no shot, if they don't have Murray as their starting quarterback. If you have that backup going, whoever the backup is for them, who is that backup?
Dude, Colt McCoy won like 4 games last year for them, didn't they?
Colt McCoy is serviceable. And you want to know what? You're done.
He's not Kyler Murray. But
hang on. Let me go on to it. Ask me the same question. Would I pay him? Hell no. I've never been a Kyler Murray fan. I said he's too short. He's not even as good as Russell Wilson. He had a 5 or 7 or an 8 game stretch where he looked like a superstar. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers would have been the worst mistake it would have ever made for that man to come over here. He's got a good arm. He's a wannabe Kansas City Chiefs quarterback, and I don't even want to say his name. Okay, and it's not going to happen. But they're going to pay him. The young man has put this team in a position because there's nobody else out there to tell him to kick bricks.
Correct.
Okay?
That's what
there's nobody else out there. He can't stay healthy. He's never going to stay healthy. And that's all I'm going to say. He's an average quarterback at best.
They put themselves in that position at this point.
And they finished 3rd in that division this year.
That's it.
3rd.
And he had one of his worst games during the playoffs versus the Rams, of course, the eventual Super Bowl champion. But you put yourself in that situation. Yeah. You can't push reset right now. You're committed to him. You're going to either sign him or you're going to deal with the big time holdout and take this loss, for the season. You're going to have to figure this out because you're going nowhere.
Jacob, what do you think?
With the backup quarterback.
No, Kyler Murray. Here's my thing with Kyler. I think Kyler throws a great football. He does. He throws a great football. And I think last year's playoff game, he was trying to not get hit because he knows that he needed to get paid.
No, because he's 5'0". Continue.
No, because he was taking hits before. He was taking hits before that game. It was out of character. That was an out of character game for him against the Rams.
Yep.
If Kyler Murray wants to be successful in this league, forget if they should or they shouldn't pay him. I think they should, just like you said, because they have zero other options right now. What are you going to go with Baker Mayfield? Like, it makes no sense. Kyler Murray's the best available option that you have. But
Peter, right now, just say it. Baker or Kyler for Arizona? Who'd be better for him? A healthy Baker or a healthy Kyler Murray?
Can I say neither at this point? I mean, look, no quarterback behind that offensive line that, once again, is atrocious is going to be able to be successful. So I don't care if you have Baker Mayfield or the Mayflower truck or Joe Montana or Joe Montana at that point. If you don't have an offensive line to protect him, which he has not had, I'm still going to say nobody's going to be successful.
Yes. Yes.
How about you, Jacob?
What Kyler needs to do in order to be successful, what I'm saying is he needs to take the Russell Wilson approach, which is learn how to control yourself in the pocket so you don't get rocked every play. Because Russell Wilson's been playing 12 years healthy, right? Besides last year where he had that thing, it was not because of his offensive line that happened to him. But Russell Wilson hasn't had a good offensive line his entire career. Right.
And there's my point.
And now
here you said something, Jacob. I'm going to piggyback and you're going to take over on this. Russell Wilson has stayed healthy because when he's turned like this, he knows when to do this. It's called backside presence. And my friend, Kyler Murray has zero, just like Jameis Winston. My God, am I just like mic dropping all day?
Well, the pocket presence, yeah, you're absolutely right about that. But on top of it, you know what Russell Wilson had, guys, when he was in Seattle that made him successful where he won a Super Bowl? A running game and a defense.
Mic drops.
And
they're just coming all over the place.
Both of those things don't exist in Arizona. Why? Because they want to throw the ball all over the place with the Cliff Kingsbury. So
forget Kyler Murray. Forget the idea. Forget blaming him. Let's start blaming the Cardinals front office because the Cardinals are coming into this year paying James Conner, who had a great year last year. They're paying him top tier running back money, right? DeAndre Hopkins now can't stand the get him another receiver that's going to be on the field, because now you lose a huge part of your offense in Christian Kirk, right? As much as people don't want to admit it, Christian Kirk was their best receiver last year. He was. And he got paid in Jacksonville more money than he should have. But I hate that. I hate that the focus for Christian Kirk was that he got paid so much, because he's a great receiver that's going to make the Jacksonville offense better. Right? Now, you have AJ Green, who is a million years old, coming back to the Cardinals, and you have DeAndre Hopkins, who wasn't on the field for however many games last year. Great. You can win the games DeAndre Hopkins is on the field, but then you're finishing 5-12 in the season. You need to get him. Stop drafting defense in the first round if you're the Cardinals. Stop doing it. He's done it time and time again. Get a big offensive lineman or get another weapon, because you're paying Zach Ertz, DeAndre. You're not. Get a guy that's going to extend the field. Get a guy that's going to help out Kyler Murray. Get him.
I want to stir the soup up a little bit. I'm the chef of the poo-poo soup. Okay, guys, you ready?
All right.
You want to blame the administration and the front office for what Kyler Murray's woes are? Hello, Chicago. What was wrong with Mitch Trubisky? Okay, really? Was he that bad? 2 playoff wins in 4 seasons, and you get rid of him? Oh, wait a minute. They had something in common.
I knew you were going to go there.
They had no running. They had a running game that they didn't want to use, more so than Arizona, and they had no offensive line. But let's blame the quarterback, okay?
It's funny that you say that, because
let's blame the quarterback. Because hang on, they did so much better drafting another guy from Ohio State, who, by the way, have never seen a quarterback come in the National Football League and be successful. Okay.
And by the way, speaking of your Chicago Bears, what have they done to help this young kid out today.
Oh, they've done much stuff. You know, this is one more step and one more year to make another excuse that they busted on a quarterback when, in fact, they have good quarterbacks. There's nothing wrong with Justin Fields. He's an upgrade over Mitchell Trubisky. Give me a break, okay? You need an upgrade. You need new ownership. You need new management. I agree with you 100%. It's not the quarterback. It's the ownership. It's the management. Stop blaming these players.
It's also coaching because, look, you think this passing – look, I get it. The league is a passing league, right? You want to throw the ball 30, 40 times. But when you don't have an offensive line and you have an undersized quarterback, you're putting your undersized quarterback in harm's way where he's going to get hurt. So what I say is help your quarterback out. Be more balanced on offense, run the ball, put that offensive line around him in the next couple drafts here, and go from there. And we'll see what happens.
What do you think of this comment, Jacob?
Every way that people have said that they need to stop, that teams are going to figure out Lamar Jackson, which they have yet to do, is the way they figured out Kyler Murray. Because Lamar can still be dynamic with his legs if you figure him out. And even if you can have three guys coming at him, he'll spin and get away and he'll be in the end zone.
He's overrated.
Here's another one. Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson. Ready? Lamar Jackson, Kyler. Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray.
What have they ever done in the postseason? I mean, honestly, Lamar Jackson, everybody wants to talk about him getting a $40, $45 million contract. Guy can't even win a postseason game. What? Why?
Do you know how you beat him? You hit him. That's simple.
No,
you just get one shot on him. It's hit him.
Because you keep him in the pocket. You force him to beat you. You force him to beat the defense, which he's not been able to do consistently. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. He's not.
Yeah. No, but seriously, you want to beat him, you just hit him. When they take off, they just give him that one little extra jab.
Kyler Murray for the Giants, man, that's worked out really well for Daniel Jones, right? I mean, the ownership said they got Jones killed. They did everything they could to get that kid killed. Could you imagine Kyler Murray with the New York Giants? Oh, my God. He would be out of the NFL by now.
He'd be a body bag.
Yeah.
Hey, hang on. Same guy says, hump day 391. Giants need him.
Well,
they do need him. They need him. They need a quarterback, but the Giants need anything to help out this team at this point because it's a mess.
Hey, buddy, they got Brian Daboll
in New York. Yeah.
You want to talk about no pass protection? You better look at him. He runs maximum 5-man protect.
You guys want to talk about an all-time great quarterback? Let's talk about Sam Darnold here. More specifically, let's talk about
Sam Darnold, my hero. You're really going to put me in a corner. Sam Darnold, he's going to make him the resurrection of the Carolina.
I did last year for the Carolina Panthers, saying because he got away from the New York Jets that he was going to be a great quarterback, and I sat here and told you
we all did. We all said
that he is what he is. He is a garbage quarterback.
Yeah, he was bad. I'm telling you.
That's it. You guys are done. Off with your heads.
You guys think because Harry, you thought way too highly of Mike McCagnon as a general manager that he would ever be able to draft anyone that was sort of good at football.
You know what? I'm gonna curse both of you guys right now. I'm gonna summons one guy. Fat Mike. Fat Mike. Where is he?
Because I'm killing you right now. I'm killing you on this.
All right, but let's talk Baker. Baker says it was on like.
Oh, wait a minute. Go back to Sam Darnold. Okay?
I will. It's all gonna come around. I promise.
I was wrong.
All right, it'll all come back around.
Oh, did you just say that? I need to get the tape for that. I need to say you were wrong.
It'll come back around. You can say it again.
I'm playing that on Wednesday night, by the way.
Here, hang on. Says, I'll do it for you.
Say it.
I can't.
Yes, you can. Do it.
Can't do it.
Do it.
Jacob, go ahead.
I got it. You ready?
Yeah.
There you go. You were wrong. You were
don't make
you were wrong.
Do not make me bring Bandit back up here.
I don't care. Sam Darnold stinks.
All right. You'll be able to say it again. Baker Mayfield. Okay, Baker Mayfield on a podcast says he felt disrespected by the Browns, which makes sense because he was told one thing and they went and did another thing.
Sure.
By getting Deshaun Watson. They had the most confusing because the Browns were told they were out on Watson, and then, they told Watson, every single cent of your money is guaranteed. and he was like, all right, cool. And Baker feels disrespected. And then at the same time, the new favorite that we heard yesterday emerging as the favorite for Baker is the Carolina Panthers. Here's the thing with the Panthers. They have no idea what they're doing anyway, so this would make sense if they brought in Baker now. Baker Mayfield is in a tough situation, though. And Baker Mayfield is in the toughest situation of anyone right now because he's not a free agent, right? The Browns have all the rights to him, right? So they can keep him if they wanted. They can keep him on the bench. But you look at the teams that would maybe bring in Baker. Carolina, Seattle, Atlanta. Those are the three teams that I came up with.
Oh my God. Yeah, you were wrong. That's the problem. Yeah. You were absolutely wrong. You're exactly right. I mean, Baker Mayfield going to Seattle, I mean, that's a disaster.
But more specifically, Peter,
yeah,
all those teams are in the top 10 in my draft quarterbacks this year.
Right.
So
do you still think that there's going to be a quarterback drafted in the first round in the top 10 picks?
Yeah, I do. I think there might be two, honestly. The way I'm looking at it right now. I think Malik Willis.
Two bust.
I think Malik Willis might go 6. I think Desmond Ridder might go 9. Those are the two names that I'm hearing.
What about the kid from Pitt?
I don't like it. Pickett. I'm hearing that he's not even.
Well, he's got little hands, so everybody's just
scared. Hey, you know what? Don't knock little hands. Don't knock on my Doug Flutie, okay?
It's not the little hands. It's the fact that he's just not as good as Malik Willis is, and
you know what? And it's comparisons to Rex Grossman, who I did like, by the way. Little hands.
You know, to me, what I've heard, and I've heard this from BA talk about quarterbacks at the combine just a couple months ago. He said Willis is a developmental guy. So to me, look, if Carolina drafts him and you want to go with Baker Mayfield, fine. I mean, you're not going anywhere at that point. You're not. Baker's not taking you anywhere. I appreciate the fact that he played through injury, but Carolina's a mess. Malik Willis is a developmental prospect, so it's gonna take a couple years. So that would make sense. But all these teams that are being talked about.
What about Baker to Detroit, guys?
Hell no.
The problem is Jared Goff's $25 million albatross of a contract that he's
paying the 5th most. They have the 5th most expensive quarterback room right now, Harry, and they're picking 2 this year.
God.
And they're not going to take a quarterback because
Peter. How about Baker in Tampa if Tom Brady wasn't there?
He should pull it. Well, I'll tell you right now, if Tom Brady's there now. Baker should do a Jameis Winston. What he should do is take a backup role.
Don't do it in Cleveland, though. Don't do it in Cleveland.
Right. He needs to get the hell out of there. That's just my opinion. Now, here's one for you. How about Baker at the Giants?
No. Here's my approach with Baker. If you want to pull a Jameis Winston, you want to go to a team. Oh God, let me think here. Let me really think.
Is it crazy to think he could go to Arizona?
You want to go to a team with a proven head coach, a guy that has developed a quarterback before, that's had great quarterback play before as a backup role. Jameis goes to New Orleans, and it wasn't a shot at the Bucs why he went to New Orleans. He went to New Orleans so he could sit behind Drew Brees, sit and learn from Sean Payton, an all-time great coach.
Yeah.
And learn how to play. And now Jameis Winston is set up, and I know, Peter, you're a Bucs guy, but Jameis Winston is set up this year to have a really, really good year. He was good last year when he was playing, man.
Right. 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, something along those lines. Pretty good.
So Baker can go where? Where is what would be a place that Baker could go with a proven head coach? Because I'm blanking. Whatever you're going to say is going to be the right answer, but
the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Wow. They'll never trade him there, but I'll tell you what. Sorry, Mitch.
I don't think I think
you're not starting if Baker goes there.
I think he may get cut. And Pittsburgh would be the first team, and it would behoove Mr. Mayfield to go to the Pittsburgh Steelers because you get an opportunity to not only start, and I get it, you love Money Mitch, but you get an opportunity to start, and even if you don't get a chance to start, you get to learn under one of the best head coaches in the NFL that nobody ever talks about. That is Mike Tomlin. No matter how many losses they have on both sides of the ball, that guy is consistent with his team. He always gets the most.
Hang on, Peter. Hang on. Someone's got a point here.
I got it.
Who do you got?
The number 1 team if I'm Baker Mayfield that I want to go play for, I have two.
Okay.
The Washington Commanders. You can
Okay.
learn. You can learn right now.
Oh God.
And you can you will be competing for a starting job there right now with Carson Wentz. He would. He'd be better than Carson Wentz.
They love Carson Wentz there. And
But Ron Rivera, they love the whole Commander Carson thing. They love the advertising behind that, which is a real thing because this is a team that's trying to get any sort of branding going right now.
Well, they're definitely trying to get some branding at this point, seeing as most likely they're going to lose their owner here in the next couple months with some of the stuff he's done off the field.
Yeah. Or, honestly, man, and I know they love their guy, but the Houston Texans. This is a team that could. I mean, Lovie Smith is a veteran.
No, they got their quarterback. I'm telling you right now.
Do they?
Yeah, no, they got their quarterback. Davis Mills may prove to be a top 2 quarterback in that year.
Let's put Harry's loyalty to the test here, because he loves the healthy Baker Mayfield narrative, and you love the Davis Mills narrative. So let's put a healthy Baker Mayfield on the same team with Davis Mills. And let's see who you would rather be starting for that team this year. Who would have a better chance to win more football games?
To tell you the truth, I'm with Harry on this. I think Davis Mills, and I tell you why. It starts with attitude, and I get it. Baker played through injuries last year, but you hear what's coming out of his mouth. I mean, if you're an NFL organization right now, this just screams not a franchise quarterback.
To be fair, Deshaun Watson just got paid $230 million guaranteed.
Like, keep it to yourself. Franchises don't want to hear quarterbacks talk like this. They don't.
No.
Because you know what it shows me? It shows mental weakness, and it shows at the end of the day, you want a franchise quarterback that not only is going to be able to win when he's able to, but also take the losses at this point. And somebody's calling me right now. Don't call me. I'm live right now. I'll call you back in a little bit. I want somebody who's going to be able to go through adverse situations. Okay. And the first couple years, we saw that Baker Mayfield couldn't go through adverse situations. And we're seeing it right now. And I hate to admit it, but Colin Cowherd was all over this when Baker got drafted. He said he was immature. He is showing his immaturity. If I'm Baker Mayfield, shut up. We know that you got wrong by the Cleveland Browns, but every other NFL team doesn't want to hear that. Do your business. Go and be a backup on a good team. Learn from a good quarterback or good coach. And then take the opportunity next year to be a starting quarterback in the National Football League if you ever get that opportunity, because what you're doing right now is basically digging yourself a hole. No team in the National Football League wants to hear a quarterback bitch and moan. No team. I'm telling you right now, they don't want to hear it. You don't hear Tom Brady bitching and moaning. You don't hear the top quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers can get away with it, but I tell you right now, most likely that organization has had enough too, even though they signed him to that contract. They're going to have enough this year. Trust me.
You know why Aaron Rodgers can do it? Because
he's got
the ring, and he's got the yards. He's got the MVPs. He's got the accolades to talk. True. And he earned his money. He did. As much as he talked and he lost in the playoffs and whatever, he earned his money that he's making. He did. Baker hasn't earned anything. Okay, he took a poverty franchise to the playoffs 1 year. 2 years. He did it. No. Did he even do it? He did it 1 year.
1 year.
One year he took him to the playoffs.
Just 2 years ago.
And
they nearly beat the Chiefs if they, could guard a Tyreek Hill, but obviously they couldn't guard that play because it was shown all year long by Kansas City. Hey, they're going to roll them out. Patrick Mahomes is going to go to the right like he always does instead of the left, and he's going to throw to Tyreek Hill.
That wasn't Mahomes, Peter. That was Chad Henne. That was anything is possible.
Well, there you go. Chad Henne, Patrick Mahomes.
Embarrassing. It was embarrassing, honestly.
It doesn't matter. How do you not see that play? And the Cleveland Browns, look, talent-wise, defensively and offensively, they're going to be scary. I don't know how many games Deshaun Watson's going to play, but and I think the Browns know the same thing. That's the reason why he only got $1 million guaranteed this year, and the rest $229 million the next 5 or 6 years here.
Is it 5? I thought it was like 3 or 4.
I think it's maybe it is 3 or 4 years, but who knows? Hopefully the kid stays out of trouble.
Yeah.
Hopefully he settles up, and I think the NFL will suspend him eventually for 6 to 8 games or more, because of it, because the code of conduct is detrimental
He's not
to
even,
that team.
I'm telling you, man, that guy's going to be lucky to play a game this year.
Well, that's the reason why they gave him $1 million contract in the first place. He's only got theoretically $1 million that are guaranteed on his contract. So they know what's coming. They know. I mean, they can all get into this mood of, having a honeymoon and everything. Deshaun Watson's our new quarterback, but more than likely, he's not going to play the majority of the year. Jacoby Brissett most likely is going to be the starting quarterback for the most of that game.
And by the way,
yeah,
if Baker was to go to Pittsburgh, I'm not too sure Money Mitch should be sitting on the bench because he actually brings more to the table than Baker Mayfield. I like Baker Mayfield as a quarterback, but Money Mitch has many more qualities.
It's not the Pittsburgh way to bring in another. They want to stick with their quarterback. I can't see.
They went after Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, I can't see Tomlin doing a quarterback competition in that.
Well, I'll tell you right now.
They went after Mitch.
If they're gonna bring in a young guy.
Do they have Mason Rudolph still on that team?
Yes.
Yeah, they will.
Would you rather?
He'll be in the conversation until week one.
Would you rather have Mason Rudolph or Baker Mayfield?
Baker.
Okay.
Baker be grabbing bench, but that's a moot point, guys. Baker's not going to grab bench.
But if I'm the Steelers, I want Mason Rudolph right now more just because that mouth won't be
Can you believe it? There ended up being NFL news. We have created NFL news, controversies, and everything else.
The talking heads create the NFL news. That's how
that's it.
It's one of the greatest things that somebody ever said. That would be Eric Bischoff. Controversy creates cash, and that's what we've kind of done today here because we have been money here on the Hard Count Football.
We have
here.
Let's talk
where Jacob's lead the next generation of football fans, which I I finally caught that like 3 weeks ago going, I'll be damned. He just called me old.
I'm not calling you old.
Well, we're all old at this point.
Calling you old.
I mean, compared to Jacob here, what are you?
I'm 18. I'm 18.
I mean, I want to switch. Well, let's switch ages here.
Hang on.
43.
Jacob is 18, going on 35. Trust me.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So let me ask you a question. It's a quick question, especially because we're on a Chicago platform and the world wants to know. I'm going to start with you, Jacob. I know it's not my show, but the Bulls are going to be playing in the NBA playoffs. It's been a long time. They got a really, really good team. Unfortunately, they need another power forward, in my opinion, in a center. And how many games does it take for Milwaukee to beat them?
4.
Bingo. Sweep.
It'll take 4. That's it. But I want to.
I'm going to be an optimist here. I'm going to go 5.
There you go.
5.
Congrats. Yes.
I'm going to go 5 because I think the Bulls will pull out a win there. I do think
it'll be after 3-0, and it'll be like that little meme, the sticker that's the banner that says, "Congratulations, Chicago Bulls, on winning a game in the playoffs." Is what I'm going to say.
The Greek's telling you upset special of the year.
Oh, listen to you. You're not biased or anything.
You don't even believe that, Harry. Don't even act like you believe.
Milwaukee in 4.
Yeah,
I couldn't even do it with a straight.
Don't even act like you believe it. I want to. Can we talk draft briefly?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Let's do it.
So we know the draft is a domino effect. It is. That's why mock drafts are fun, but they're stupid because it's all a domino effect and everyone's always wrong on everything.
Hey, hang on. Can you say that again? That's like me saying I was,
They are. No, I love doing them, and I think they're so fun to do because I like talking about each of the prospects.
But they're what?
Fun, but they're stupid.
Okay, good.
They are.
Did you get that clip? Did you get that clip, Peter?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. They're the best though. They're the most fun thing to do out of anything. They're
fun, but they're stupid.
Yeah, they are
fun, but they're stupid. And we're leading the next generation of football fans. Hey!
So the Detroit Lions, a report comes out that they do not like Kayvon Thibodeau. Apparently, head coach Dan Campbell believes he is not a good fit for their culture. And I think that this is so funny because you know why guys fall? Because the media creates dumb, false narratives about people.
Kayvon Thibodeau's the best player in the defensive draft, period.
People start to buy it. How many times have we seen guys fall because dumb things that come out about them before the draft or with their combine or people try and make a story out of something at their pro day?
Do I dare say the bad word AR? Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah,
I mean,
listen.
We watched him. It was the prettiest thing watching him going.
Listen, so if that's true, If that's true, it's looking more likely that it's Aiden Hutchinson followed by Trayvon Walker at 2. The Georgia guy, the Georgia outside linebacker that has shot up the board. Right? And then we're talking about a quarterback in the top 10. So we'll take Malik Willis at 6. That leaves Thibodeau. I think to the Texans, if I
think he's the best player in the defense. I honest to God.
Then you leave guys. Then there's so much talent. You have Sauce Gardner, you have Jermaine Johnson, you have Ikem Ekwonu, you have Evan Neal, you have these offensive lineman prospects, you have the quarterbacks, you have all these guys, you have the receivers with Garrett Wilson and Drake London and all these guys.
Chris Olave.
Exactly. Olave, all them.
Olave, my bad. It's his brother.
You look at. But the guy that no one's talking about that's going to fall, that's going to be the most head-scratching guy in 2 years, maybe even in his rookie year, that we're like, how in the hell did he go to – how the hell did Minnesota get this guy? It's going to be Derek Stingley Jr., the corner out of LSU.
Got a big motor.
God, I cannot stop watching film on this guy. From when he was healthy.
He's that good, huh?
He has a chance, and I love Sauce. I think Sauce, if the Jets got Sauce at 4, I wouldn't even be mad. But I think Stingley has a chance to be the best corner, the best player in this draft, the Jalen Ramsey of this draft class. I think that he is that good.
That good?
Playing corner in the SEC with a lot of great receivers. He was going up against a lot of great receivers. He was going up against the number 1 guy as a freshman. As a freshman, he was going up against the number 1 receiver to those teams.
Hey, talking about the Jets, they're going to trade their second first-round pick back.
I think they'll trade their first one. My big thing is I think the Saints pair 16 and 19, trade up to 4. The Jets take 16 and 19, and the Saints get Malik Willis. They trade up for a quarterback.
Wow. See, I think they could go wide receiver.
What was that? Hang on. This is a money. This is money here if that comes true. What was that now?
I think they pair.
Let's start it all over again. I said I think the Jets are trading their second pick in the first round back to pick up additional picks. And Jacob, hit the record button, Peter.
I think that the Saints pair the picks that they got from the Eagles, which I think was 16 and 19, if I'm not wrong, and they trade up to 4 or 5, it's going to be. Either the Jets or the Giants to jump the Panthers and draft the quarterback that they want.
It would make sense because, still some people feel like the Saints don't have their quarterback, but I do believe they absolutely feel like they're going to go with Jameis Winston, and they're not going to reach for a quarterback. The reason why they got those 2 picks is because they want to get a wide receiver. You're not sure about Michael Thomas at this point. You want to get more weapons. And then on top of it, defensively, you want to also get better because they sustained some losses. And possibly you could go with the offensive line because you've had some losses with Armstead going to Miami. So you could do that. You could package those picks. I just don't see this draft being that because I think you're reaching for a quarterback. On the Thibodeau stuff, I'm not necessarily know if I'm going to believe this because I kind of think Detroit is trying to get somebody to come up there, trade up, for either Thibodeau or somebody else so Thibodeau can fall. And I know this for a fact that there was a rumor created a long time ago about Warren Sapp, how this and that, those drug rumors weren't necessarily all ESPN. That was a specific team. We all know what team that is because it's on the platform right now with 1252. They were trying to get Sapp to come on down with creating that rumor. So you have to be very careful about all these rumors because people are putting them out there for a specific reason. And I think maybe Campbell is doing the same with the Lions.
Yeah, man. There's just so many. This draft is so deep at so many positions that aren't quarterback. Yeah. Everything that isn't quarterback. And everyone wants to talk about, it's like the 2013 draft class. It's not. It's not like that 2013 draft. This draft we're going to look back and be like, oh my God, the defensive studs that came out of this draft are, but then on the flip side, on the offensive side of this, the receivers are good, but I think any of the top 3 receivers from last year's draft class would be wide receiver 1 right now in this draft. I don't think people are as high. I think people are a little bit too high on the receivers in this draft. And you can make criticisms about a lot of guys. I mean, you remember after the Bengals drafted Jamar Chase, you remember in preseason, he dropped a few footballs and everyone was like, oh, he sucks. But
sure.
man.
There's not a Jamar Chase that grows on trees. Everybody's thinking you get and I think that's where the Packers and the Chiefs are going at this point. That's their thought process. You can get a Jefferson or a Chase, but not everybody's going to turn out like that. And wide receiver is a tough position to transition to the National Football League on day one. So I'm curious to see what the Packers, what the Chiefs, and these other teams do. But you're exactly right. I mean, I think there's a lot of wide receivers in this draft, lots of depth. You got Drake London, of course. We talked about Olave from Ohio State, Garrett Wilson from Ohio State, Dotson from Penn State.
It's going to be a draft where you'll find your better receivers later. You'll find those studs in terms of positional value. Like you said, the Dotsons, the Sky Moores, the Christian Watsons, those guys. Those are the guys that are going to show up and show out. And in terms of positional value, you'll be like, okay, well, that was a great pick. Not necessarily the Wilson at 8, the London at 10. Those guys, while they might be good, they remind me of Corey Davis back when he got drafted for being, he's not that they're not these huge playmaker day one guys. Like you'll find, in my opinion, in the late first, early second round,
I kind of like some of these guys, and I think they will come in right away. Some of them will, but I caution that, for every Jefferson and Chase, like you said, there's a Corey Davis out there. The comparisons were going on that he was the next TO.
Mm-hmm.
He's not been able to stay healthy. He's not been able to be consistent. He's definitely not lived up to that draft billing. So I think it's one of the toughest positions to draft is at wide receiver, not only wide receiver, but also cornerback, wide receiver and cornerback.
Yeah.
Positions.
Yes, but man, that LSU kid's going to be great. Both of them could be. Both of these kids could be corners, good CB1s in their first year in the league. But right now, man, I have to really sit down and decide who I like more, because the disrespect to Sauce would be immense if I said I like Stingley more right now, because I've been all over the Sauce train for the last, since before this draft, since last year's draft, I was saying this. Kid. I don't know though. It's gonna be a really, really good draft. It's gonna be a good draft. It's exciting. There's gonna be a lot of trades. It's the most unknown I've been about a draft.
Well, who's your number one player in this draft? I mean, who's the consensus number one? Did we have a consensus number one last year? You kind of did.
We don't. Last year we did. This year we don't. Year, the fact that people are talking about Hutchinson not going number one overall anymore shows that people really do not know about this draft class. Because you got Hutchinson, you get Trayvon Walker. If the Jaguars draft Walker over Hutchinson, just fire ownership into the sun, because
I could see it. I could definitely see it because of the potential, and people are just you don't necessarily watch the tape, you watch the potential, and the potential from from his days at Georgia, but also the combine leads to that. To me, Hutchinson is I always thought he was the number one consensus player, and now, I think his comparison maybe is possibly a Jared Allen, possibly a JJ Watt, somebody like that.
Yeah.
Maybe even a Bosa, because when Bosa was coming out, you remember this, Joey Bosa supposedly was dropping on draft boards, and then the Chargers take him at number 3 at the time. And I remember this because I was hoping that he would drop right into the Bucs' lap. And the reason why people weren't taking him is because, his athleticism isn't great. He's from the tiny 10, as my guy here would say, Harry the Greek professional handicapper extraordinaire. But you turn on the tape, the guy's got a constant motor. I think it would be just unbelievable if he ends up with the Lions, a local guy out of Michigan. You get that fan base revved up, hard-nosed player that Dan Campbell likes. I really became a fan of Dan Campbell and that Lions team last year. They really played hard for him. They never gave up. You could barely ever see them getting blown out. And I think Hutchinson is that type of player, right? He's that guy that's going to put on his hard hat. He's going to take his lunch pail to work, and he's going to go to work for the Lions. And I think that would be the great pick for them.
Absolutely. Give me 7 days. I'll come back at you next Sunday with a mock draft special.
No, I can't wait.
I think I'll be here. I'll be here with that.
Peter, seriously, you want to come on Sunday morning with us? That would be great, man. That would be awesome. I'll really, really promote the hell out of it too, because I think it's going to be cool. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Jacob is the man when it comes to a mock draft. It's just unbelievable.
And
what
I
you
just
can do.
called him dumb. So that's what a funny thing for me to be good at.
That's okay. It's you're 18. There's those are oxymoron statements.
I'll say that being right on every pick is not possible. You can't be right on every pick. And it's fun. It's a fun thing to do because it gets you excited for the draft, and it really makes you look at it from many different perspectives. And things change, and you look at the mock draft 1.0s that people were doing 3 months ago and how it changed up to now. I promise you, people didn't even have Trayvon Walker going in the top 20 picks, and now people have him going number 1. So it really shows how things change. But join us next Sunday because it's going to be a blast for all 32 picks.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And by the way, we have a question for our guest, Mr. Peter Blake.
Yes.
From Pig Dog Video 2001. Peter, what's going on with the Rays? Losers of 5 of their last 6. Why would they ever trade Austin Meadows?
I don't know. I don't understand it either. You trade one of your biggest offensive weapons in that lineup last year. He has 19 game-winning RBIs. He has over 100 RBIs. He's a home run hitter. I don't understand it. The Rays started out slow last year. Let's see if they can put it together. But it comes down to injuries right now, Pig Dog. And that's really going to hurt this team unless they have the depth. We shall see. But they're getting off to a slow start. You lose 3 out of 4 to the Oakland A's. And right now, you're facing a very good team and the Chicago White Sox, and you're getting your new know what handed to you. So, but again, Ray started out slow last year. We'll see if this offense can come together, but it always goes back to pitching and defense. And right now, this pitching is being hurt by all the injuries. We'll see if the Rays can put it together.
Yeah, let's go Yankees. Yeah,
I got you. I got you. Let's go Yankees right here. Okay, I got you. Let's go
Yankees. Peter. Just again, Baltimore 2 days ago. Joey Kribel, 11th inning, comes in, gets him out. Baltimore wins.
Chapman sucks, bro. Chapman's.
Chapman nearly blew it for the Cubs.
I know.
Okay, I thought he was going to blow it for the Cubs in the World Series game.
Yeah, what is going on with Chapman?
Well, Chapman's always been like that. He's wild, man.
Yeah,
he throws over 100 miles an hour, and they'll give you a meatball right down the plate.
He didn't throw one pitch, not even close to 100. There's something wrong with his arm, by the way.
Well, I mean, how old is he now? What is he?
No, his breaking ball is not his breaking ball is his money pitch.
How old is he really?
He could either be 30 or 45 at this
That's
point.
what I'm saying. Like, you don't know. Like,
they lie on their birth certificates
about their age all the time. Yes, he could be 46 years old. Who knows? But
we have no idea.
He's had a lot of good years. He does throw meatballs, but yeah.
All right, Peter. I'm gonna let you get out of here because I'm gonna wrap this thing up. Go ahead, promote yourself, tell everyone where they can find you.
All right, guys, it's the evolution of Sports Talk Television Monday and Wednesday nights on I Love St. Pete, The Hub, and, of course, Amped Up Sports. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake. 2-3 things here on this Sunday morning as we get you ready for USFL football, your Tampa Bay Bandits pregame show at 7:30. Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about. Have a great day. Happy Easter, guys.
Happy Easter, man. I'll talk to you later. Peace. It's cool that they're doing a USFL show. I like that.
Yeah. He likes that. Yes, he does. Cool. Let me tell you something. You never need to put a battery in him.
No, he's wrapped up.
It keeps going, keeps going.
Loves
keeps
it.
Going.
He
keeps going. He keeps going. That's what his girlfriend say. He just keeps going.
All right.
Going.
All right, Harry, why don't you go ahead and promote yourself and see if you can top that?
Top that? Yeah, I'm your host, Harry the Greek. Friday nights on the Over Under right here on 1252 Sports and the Sports Web. We're gonna have many different things to talk about, such as the over-unders in games, the hot streak that I'm riding in baseball right now, and most fun, we have a segment on the show for 4 weeks straight called Prison Break Hot Takes. If you haven't seen it, you need to join the show. It's exactly what you're thinking about. It's a Prison Break Hot Take. Jacob, thank you so much for turning me in and let me come on. It's always a passion. And no, I'm not going to scream at the TV cameras. But the only thing I'm going to say, he always says, we're going to give you something to think about. No, this brother here gives you something to talk about. Have a great day, bud.
Oh, all right. Bye, Harry. I'll see you. Peace. All right, guys, and with that, we're going to wrap today from the Hard Count Football Podcast Live. My name is Jacob Charnow. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today. Special thanks to Harry the Greek and Peter Blake for coming onto the show, talking to me about all this. Be sure to check them out everywhere. Like Harry said, check out the Over Under. As Peter said, check out the Sports Web. Two fantastic shows. It's always awesome to have them both on here. Guys, go follow me on Twitter at Jacob Charnow, Instagram at Hard Count Football. Guys, be sure to subscribe to the Hard Count Football YouTube channel and check out all the other shows from 1252 Sports Chicago. I'll see you all next Sunday morning for my 32 pick mock draft.